Alright, and I'm gonna send you a very lightweight version of my PA5 right now because I'm running into a slight problem with my changing of the attributes by using my my data structure that I'm passing between stuff. So I'm just gonna show you what I did now, so that in case I can't get everything done before work, I at least have this, and I'm not doing too terrible with turning shit in. All right, so in the game side, I'm using my buffer manager to create buffers, and attaching the sound ID to the buffer. I'm not hashing them right now because I was in the process of getting everything to work, and then I go back and add the hash to make sure that we have unique names as well as unique data, so we're not doing things more than once again. But that's a problem for later. Yeah, so create the buffer, which is essentially the load buffer call that you had in your demo, except I added it to my buffer manager, and then I have a way to, and I'm storing them in a linked list, and I'm finding buffers that I want to use based on the sound ID, or excuse me, based on the sound handle. Yeah, to make sure that I'm using the handles for everything correctly. And then I wanted to show you, oh yeah, so then when I play a sound, let me go to the data first. So I have this my data queue, which is right now I'm taking the handle ID and the handle index from the sound itself and storing that data, or excuse me, and sending that data over to the audio thread so I can then use that to decompose everything to ensure that I'm playing the right sound and finding sounds later on. So I have like these commands set up from your sound class where we have play, stop, pause, and resume for now, which right now play is the only one that's working because this when I add this command field everything breaks. But I'm using the data, pushing to the queue, and then popping the queue when I need it on the audio side. So what my audio side looks like now is I pop the data. If the data is valid, then I know I have something there, and then I pull the sound out from the data and then use that sound to determine which command I want to play. Right now it's hard coded as play because the command section is not working, but then it goes through essentially the same stuff that we were going through before, which I need to zoom in a little bit, that way I can, right, I call sound. I'm using my buffer manager to get the wave file as well as the, oh boy, as well as the XIU2 buffer, and passing in the sound as well, because when I'm making sure that the voices, when they get created, I'm, son of a bitch, sorry. When my voices get created, I want to make sure that the callback has the sound data, so I can use that again to pass back to the game side thread when the callback is done, and then my voice as well also has uses the sound on creation to ensure that again I have a sound that I can find later on to adjust the parameters of that voice when the gameplay user wants to use the voice. So let me just play real quick to show you that everything is working. And then my callback. Where is my callback? Hold on, let me pause real quick so I can get to this stuff. Alright, now I'm gonna hit plays. I got my breakpoint set up now so I can show you this stuff a little bit easier. Alright, so the sound gets played, or excuse me, the sound gets called to get played, everything, the data gets pushed back to the queue, yada yada yada. I don't know why I'm showing you this part. That's not what I wanted to show you. Alright.
This is my voice on the
sound
left.
Plays. God.
This is my voice on the left-hand side.
Sorry.
This is my voice on the left.
Let me change that sound because I don't want to use that one because it's too long. Oh, you son of a bitch. Alright, let's try this again. Alright. Callback happens. The callback happens in the same thread that we were in before. Of course, I gotta move all this shit around so I can show you what's going on. Uh, son of a bitch. Let me fucking. Uh, uh. Right, so we're in the audio thread. Alright, and then inside the sound manager, it right now is a super hack just to make sure that it works, but it determines what sound it's using based on the data that I sent in again. So the Q data that I'm using from from my calls, and then it tells me, hey, callback happened, so then I can treat it as I would normally. Obviously, this needs a lot of work, but it is doing what it's supposed to do, and it's talking between threads, and hopefully I can get the next video to you before I have to go to work in a couple hours. All right. See you later, Ed.